So originally I was working on my theory video for the X3 teaser when I noticed that there was a lot of discussion about who this eye belongs to. To me it seemed kind of obvious, but quite honestly it wouldn't surprise me if I was wrong either, so I thought about a way to prove that this is in fact Vivi's eye. Since I'm an artist, I thought the easiest way to show you, and in a way the hardest way to show you, would be to do an eye study. When we look at eyes in general, we have aspects of the eye that are always there: waterline, inner corner, lid, eyebrow, brow bone, and so on. But the easiest way to differentiate between eyes is to study how these aspects of the eye are unique. For example, Yeji from ITZY is famously known for her monolid. Even if you don't quite know her or her features that well, you can probably guess who Yeji is, right? So you don't look at the overall shape, but the aspects of the eye that are very recognizable. And in this case, I might as well let you guess. You can write your guesses in the comment section and see how many you got right. All of these eyes belong to Loona members, so whose eyes are these? These are Jinsoul's eyes. And who is this? Yves, right. In her case, I even drew in her nose to make it easier, since for Yves one of her key features to me is also her very straight symmetrical nose. And finally, who is this? This is Vivi. So let's do an overlook of the eye that we saw in the X3 teaser. This eye combines very soft and sharp features. The inner corner is very sharp, and the eyelid connects to the inner corner. The eye also has two lids and an eye bag. But importantly, this is not drawn on with makeup. This is a real eye bag, seen in how the shadow forms around it at the end of the eye. The waterline is very clearly visible the whole way to the inner corner, and the end of the eye is very much rounded, the eye becoming slightly bigger and rounder at the end. And finally, the eyebrow. Although we cannot see the whole brow, it seems to be a soft brow that is closer to the second lid and eye, and is shaped downward and kind of rounded, which kind of also connects with the nose that seems to be connecting to the eyebrows in a rounded way. Now let's compare this with Jinsoul's eye. Jinsoul has a very sharp inner corner that typically is highlighted with eyeliner. The end of her eye is also rounded, but her waterline is mostly visible at the end of her eye and less so towards the inner corner. Her eyebrows are very sharp and box-shaped. Depending on which styling, they are very thick and downturned, but not really rounded. She also has visible eye bags, but they are typically covered up with makeup, like we can see in the famous eye teaser for the PTT era. She also has a very prominent eyelid that elevates her round eye, by being very visible at the end of her eye, but connecting to the inner corner. On some pictures, it seems like she has two lids as well, but these only show up when she is looking slightly downwards. When she's looking straight at you or upwards, they become invisible. So let's compare her eyes with the teaser eyes. In the case of the teaser, the eye seems to be looking straight at the camera, meaning that if this was Jinsoul, we would probably not be able to see her second eyelid. And Jinsoul's eyelid connects with the inner corner, unlike the teaser eye. The waterline of the member in the teaser connects to the inner corner as well, but it doesn't with Jinsoul. Generally speaking, I also feel like this eye is a little more round, and Jinsoul's eye is elongated, mostly underlined by her having eyeliner and mascara, which elongates her eye shape even more. Onto the next member. Yves has very elongated eyes as well, although I would say that her eyes are very naturally elongated. She has a very strong and sharp inner corner that, just like with Jinsoul, connects with the eyelid line. She has very boxy brows as well, but hers are a little more straight rather than going downwards towards the nose. Overall, she really has almond-shaped eyes, being very round at the end, and just like with Jinsoul, having a very strong waterline at the end of her eyes. Unlike Jinsoul though, Yves seemingly has no natural eye bags, but for some of her makeup looks, they draw them on with makeup to highlight her round eyes. Altogether, the differences of Yves' eyes with the teaser eye are her waterline being very thin in the inner corner, having only one lid and no eye bags, having straight brows that are not as close to the eye, her inner corner and lid connecting, and something very interesting and unique to Yves' eyes, her eyes and nose are very much symmetrical and straight, but the eye in the teaser image has this rounded shape towards the eyebrow. And now the member who I suspect the most, Vivi. One of her most recognizable features being her very round eyes. Vivi has two eyelids on most pictures, although I have to add that in the past her double lid was less noticeable, seen in some of her debut pictures as well, But I don't quite know if this was done with makeup, or if the pictures were edited, or just like with Jinsoul, that her double lids don't really show up when she is looking upwards. But if you look at new pictures of her, they are very visible. She also has a very clear waterline that connects with the inner corner and rounds out at the end, making them look roundish. This roundedness is also connected to her more so roundish eyebrows that are very soft, and her nose that connects to the eyebrows in this round and not straight kind of way. I feel like comparing this eye and Vivi's eye makes these similarities very clear. This person has two lids that do not connect with the inner corner. They have a very visible waterline that connects with the inner corner. Her nose and brows are rounded. Eye bag is visible, and overall, when I first saw this eye, it reminded me a lot of the ending of Girls' Night, where we see Vivi's eye turned red, or Vivi's eyes being highlighted in the Love and Live MV. So thematically, it seems like we are connecting this back to Vivi in the past being an observer in the Looniverse, and even now in the new lore, seen in the Sensitive, Girls' Night, and TTYL MVs. And in this case, she would be looking at what Odd Eye Circle are doing. So if this was Jinsoul's eye, it wouldn't really make sense lore-wise. I mean, why would she be looking at herself and the other Odd Eye Circle members in this moment? And since this eye seems to have a red-brownish contact lens, maybe this does connect back to the Girls' Night MV, where Vivi's eyes turn red. And it would also kind of tie into Artms playing Sonatine for their concert tour, since Sonatine was very much about the girls now being brought together by Vivi to create an arcane spell of love to save Hyojin. But more on this in my analysis video. It will take some more time, sadly, but stay tuned for that one, since there I will explain what this might mean for the lore moving forward. So if you like the video, you can like and subscribe, and I will see you in part 2.